ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಇವತ್ತು ನವಜ್ಯೋತಿ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ ಚಾಮರಾಜಪೇಟೆ ಮತ್ತು ಗೋಖಲೆ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಈ ಜಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸಹಯೋಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್ ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಇವತ್ತು ಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ N V Muralidharan ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಅಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್ ಅಡ್ವೊಕೇಟ್ ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಸಿಟಿ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಟರಿ ಕಮಿಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಎ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್ ಅಡ್ವೊಕೇಟ್. ಸೊ ವಿ ಆರ್ having today with us this gentleman. So I welcome Mr. Muralidharan and I welcome all of the esteemed audience here for having come to this program. ಮತ್ತು ನವಜ್ಯೋತಿ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನನಗೆ ಒಂದು 5 ನಿಮಿಷ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಹೇಳೋಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀನಿ. ನವಜ್ಯೋತಿ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಯಂ ಪ್ರೇರಿತ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ. ಈಗ ಡೆಮೋಕ್ರಸಿ ಈಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಬೈ ದಿ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಥರ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ ಬೈ ದಿ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ. ಸೊ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಎ awareness program about Navajyoti Trust to involve as many as people from all different sectors of the society. ನವಜ್ಯೋತಿ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ ಸುಮಾರು ಎಲ್ಲ ಥರ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಕ್ಯಾಟರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದೆ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ರಾಮನವಮಿ ಸೆಲೆಬ್ರೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಕ್ರಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮತ್ತು ಪಾನಕ ಕೋಸಂಬರಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಟ್ ಅವರ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್. ನೋಬಡಿ ಈಸ್ ಫಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಸ್. ಸಿ ದಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್, ನೋಬಡಿ ಈಸ್ ಫಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಸ್, ವಿ ಆರ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಅವರ್ಸೆಲ್ಸ್. ದೆನ್ ಶಿವರಾತ್ರಿ ಮತ್ತು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಸ್ಪೀಚಸ್ ಅರೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಬಡ್ಜೆಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಅರೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಡಿಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ವಿಶ್ಡ್ ಜರ್ನಲಿಸ್ಟನ್ನ ಕರೆಸಿ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆನೂ ಜರ್ನಲಿಸಮ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಟಾಕ್ ಅರೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ನಾವು ಟುಡೇ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎ ಲೆಕ್ಚರ್ ಬೈ ಎಮಿನೆಂಟ್ ಪರ್ಸನಾಲಿಟಿ ಲೈಕ್ ಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ N V Muralidharan. He is a very expert in the field. ಸೊ ಮತ್ತು ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾಂಪ್ಸ್, ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸ್ ಮೆನಿ ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾಂಪ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಯಾಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ? ವಿ ಆರ್ ಟ್ರೈಂಗ್ ಟು ಕ್ಯಾಟರ್ ಟು ದಿ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಸೊಸೈಟಿ. ಓಕೆ, so we keep the membership open to anybody, those who want to really do some service, we welcome. ಮತ್ತು ಇವತ್ತು ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್ ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್ ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ವಿ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್ಸ್, ನೋಯಿಂಗ್ಲಿ ಆರ್ ಅನ್ನೋಯಿಂಗ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್ಸ್, ವೆದರ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಎ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ಅದರ್ವೈಸ್. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲದೆ ನಾವು ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಸಾಮಾನು ತೊಗೊಂಡು ನಾವೇನೋ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಅಫ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗೋ ಇನ್ ಟು ಡೀಟೇಲ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವೆನ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಟಾಕ್ ಮೋರ್ ಆನ್ ದಟ್. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಈಗ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ತೊಗೊಳ್ತೀವಿ, ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ಕೆಟ್ಟೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅವನು ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಅಗೈನ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದಿ ರೈಟ್ ಟು ಗೋ ಟು ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್ ಕೋರ್ಟ್. ದೆನ್ ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. This most important thing is, I just was going through one judgment there. Calcutta alli one huduga college student, he was just coming and his vehicle was hit by another bus. So on bidbudana biddu, he had the general insurance card, but still nearby people they put him for a hospital. But ಅವನು ಪಾಪ ಅರ್ಧಂಬರ್ಧ ಕಾನ್ಷಿಯಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿದ್ದ ಹುಡುಗ ಅವನು. ಈ ಶೋಡ್ ದಿ ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಕಾರ್ಡ್. ನನ್ನ ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಇದೆ ಸರ್, ನನಗೆ ಇನ್ಶೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ನನಗೆ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಡಿ ಅಂತ. ದೇ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಟ್ರೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಹಿಮ್. ಒಂದು 5-10 ನಿಮಿಷ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ದೇ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಟ್ರೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಹಿಮ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹಿ ವಾಸ್ ಇನ್ಸಿಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಟು give some 15,000 rupees on the spot. ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ. ದೆನ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಜನಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಸೇರಿಕೊಂಡು ಹೇಳಿದಂತೆ, ಸರ್ ಇವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಇದೆ ಸರ್, ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಇದೆ, ನೀವೇನು ವರಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ, ರೀಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಬಟ್ ಕೇಳಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಫೈನಲಿ ದಿ ಮಾಬ್ ಜನ ಸೇರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಪಾಪ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಡಿಸ್ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡೋಗಿ he was put to another hospital nearby. By that time ಅವನ ಹುಡುಗ ಸತ್ತೋದು. Now the medical negligence, this is called medical negligence. So of course he is the right person to say. But medical negligence, ಈಗ ಏನು ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅವರ್ ರೈಟ್, ಆ ಥರ ವೆದರ್ ದಿ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಶುಡ್ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ even when the payment is not made. That is a question. So to answer all these things, we have with us Mr. Muralidharan, consumer advocate. I request Mr. Suresh Krishna to read out his biodata.
Brief, Mr. G. Muralidharan was born in a village in Mysore district, brought up and educated in Bangalore. He has done his schooling in Vimanapura High School, HAL. He is a commerce graduate from MES College, secured first rank in postgraduate course in journalism from Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan. He served Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited for 20 years and took VRS to devote more time for social work. At present, he is heading the Office of Consumer Advocacy in Karnataka Electricity Regulatory Commission. Sir, Mr. Muralidharan has been involved in consumer movement since 1993. He has established the Consumer Rights Education and Awareness Trust, a consumer advocacy group. He has used the media effectively for creating awareness among the public. He has been a prolific writer on various issues like consumer protection, right to information, governance, law and justice. His weekly column on consumer rights in Kannada Prabha ran for 7 years and in the Times of India for 6 years. He has written in the Indian Express, Vijaya Karnataka, Hindu, etc. At present, he is writing a weekly column in Udayavani. The Udayavani ran an exclusive column on right to information written by Mr. Muralidharan for over 50 weeks. The number of articles published so far is approximately 5,000. He is also the author. Thanks. He is also the author of over 25 books on consumer protection, medical negligence, banking, right to information. This also includes 3 books on self-development. All these books have been published by Navakarnataka Publications. At present, he is writing 3 books on copyright laws, ombudsman and corruption. Mr. Muralidharan has represented various policy-making bodies like the Central Consumer Protection Council, Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, Policyholders Council and Consumer Affairs Committee of LIC of India. He was also the member of working group on misleading advertisements and food safety set up by the Government of India. He was the Vice Chairman of Consumer Affairs Committee of FKCCI for 2 terms. He has appeared on TV and given talks in AIR and also toured to give lectures, make presentations and train officials. His work on right to information is noteworthy. He is the National Resource Person on RTI and teaching faculty in Administrative Training Institute, Mysore. He has trained 10,000 public information officers and still continuing. Tomorrow, he is proceeding to Mysore to interact with police officials in implementing Right to Information Act. Mr. Muralidharan was the first to write a full-fledged book on RTI in Kannada. This book has undergone 5 editions in 3 years and 6 editions will be out of next month. Mr. Muralidharan has been responsible for creating a network for consumer organizations in Karnataka. At present, over 100 consumer groups are working on issues of common interest. Mr. Y.G. Muralidharan lives in Vijayanagar with his wife, mother and a son who has just completed his engineering. Mr. Muralidharan loves classical music, Dasa Sahitya. He has a collection of over 7,000 books and ferocious reader and writer. He is a fan of Dr. Rajkumar. Please welcome Mr. Muralidharan, and it's my privilege to introduce such a great personality, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yes. Over the dais. Yes.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಕನ್ನಡ ಮತ್ತು ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಎರಡನ್ನೂ ಬೆರಕೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಮಾತಾಡುವಂಥ ಅಪ್ಪಣೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಥವಾ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮೊದಲನೇದಾಗಿ ನವಜ್ಯೋತಿ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನನ್ನ ಅನಂತ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ರಾಜಕೀಯ ಚಟುವಟಿಕೆಗಳು ನಡೀತಾ ಇರೋವಾಗ ಟಿ ವಿ ಮುಂದೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳದೆ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಭಾಳ ಸಂತೋಷ ನನಗೆ. ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಇಂಥ ಒಂದು ಸಭಾಂಗಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡೋದೇ ಒಂದು ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಆಪರ್ಚುನಿಟಿ ಅಂತ. ಭಾಳ ಹಿಂದೆ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಇದಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಪುಸ್ತಕಗಳು ಹುಡುಕೊಂಡು ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದೆ ನಾನು. ಇಲ್ಲ ಹಳೆಯ ಲೈಬ್ರರಿ ಆಗಿತ್ತು ಅವಾಗ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರೋ ಇಲ್ಲೊಬ್ಬರು ಸುಬ್ರಾವ್ ಅಂತ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಅಸಿಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಯಾರೋ ಇದ್ದರು. ಅವರು ಫ್ರೀಡಮ್ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು ನನಗೆ. ಬರೋರು ಕೆಲವೇ ಜನಪ್ಪ ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಹುಡುಕೊಂಡು ನೀ ಯಾವ ಬುಕ್ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ತೊಗೋ ನೀನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಸಲ ನಾನು ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅರ್ಧ ಗಂಟೆ 1 ಗಂಟೆ ಧೂಳೆಲ್ಲ ಹೊಡೆದು ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದೆ, ನಾನು ಬರ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ನೆನಪುಗಳು ಬರ್ತಾಯಿದ್ವು ಇವತ್ತು ದಿವಸ. ಎರಡನೇದಾಗಿ DVG ಅವರ ಹೆಸರಿನಲ್ಲಿರುವ ಅಥವಾ ಅವರ ಸಂಸ್ಥಾಪನೆ ಮಾಡಿರುವ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ಟಂಥ ನಿಮಗೆ ಮತ್ತು DVG ಸಭೆ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಎರಡನೇ ಸಲ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಈ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್ ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡೋವಾಗ ನನಗೆ ಮೊದಲು ನೆನಪು ಬರೋದು 1962-63 ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ, 1962 or 63, ಮೇ ಬಿ ಅಟ್ ದಟ್ ಪೇಜ್. D.V. Gundappa arranged a seminar on price rise in Bengaluru. You can think of the forethought of D.V. Gundappa. In 60s, he arranged a public lecture, public consultation. A small 8-page a small booklet published in those days containing the proceedings of that workshop was available with me. Even today it is available with me. It was available here for free of cost. I had taken it and then preserved it. I don't know whether it is available here or not, but I have a copy. So he was a man who thought maybe centuries ahead. Some of you are old people are here. You might have heard of the famous art historian by name Anand Kantish Kumaraswamy. If I say the dance of Shiva, you will remember his name. That is the name of the book he wrote. He never wrote his biography or his life history. It is very unfortunate. Somebody went and asked him, Mr. Anand Kumaraswamy, why are you not writing anything about your life? You have done so much of wonders in this society. He gave a beautiful answer. I have nothing to tell to the people so that they can follow me. If at all you want to follow, either you read Gandhi or you read D.V. Gundappa. So that was the version he gave about Dr. D.V. Gundappa in those days. So in Kannada we have plenty of anecdotes. Recently the top 10, one of the book is by Satavadani Ganesh, where he gives the reminiscences or the anecdotes in the life of D.V. Gundappa. That is running for the top one book for the past 3-4 weeks, even months. Brahmapuriya, something like that. So that is, yesterday only I have purchased it, I have just to go through all those things. But this is how we have like to thank D.V. Gundappa for establishing such a beautiful organization. Coming to the subject today, they have given me, Mr. Guru Prasad has asked me to give talk on consumer awareness in general. Let me tell you with 2 caveats. One is, I am not an advocate. In today's newspaper, my name has been expressed Vakilaru anta ide. Nanu vakila alla. Second thing is, my initials are not NV, my initials are YG. Y for yellow, G for gold. I am a golden man, that's what my web is telling. So, that's the 2 things I just want to clear it off now. Now, what is this consumer awareness we were talking about? What is the meaning of this consumer awareness? What is the contents of this awareness? Of course, Guru Prasad has already given me the basic idea of what to address you people about medical negligence, about insurance, about the senior citizens' problems. In the course of my lecture, I will be able to highlight on those things. First, let me tell you, this is nothing new, consumer awareness. we are all consumers. But unfortunately, the concept of consumer awareness gained momentum only in 1986 or 87. Centuries ago, our Kautilya says, if some trader is indulging in food adulteration, selling a product which is not worthwhile of consumption, his head needs to be shaved and all the food items are to be put on his shoulders and taken around the village or this town. So that is the punishment to be given to a trader who indulges in unfair trade practices. We can get the glimpse of consumer protection in those days. But unfortunately, nothing happened. We never bothered about consumer movement till 1986 when the Consumer Protection Act came into being. You know, this India's curse anta karitiro, illa India's culture anta karitivo, we need some jolts at least once in 10 years. Then only we will wake up. ಸೊ ಬಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರೋವಾಗ ಅವನೆಲ್ಲೋ ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಕುಕ್ಬೇಕು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು, ಆವಾಗಲೇ ನಾವು ಎದ್ದೇಳೋದು. ಸೊ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ಲಿ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನಿಂಗ್ ಟುಡೇ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಕರಪ್ಷನ್ is also simply like that. If you read the history of 50 years, you will find 10 to 15 years we are waking up against corruption, waking up against whatever injustice is going on, then keeping quiet for another 10 years, then once again start doing it. Why this happens? This is so psychologically or culturally we are like that, it happens. And even now what happens we don't know happening. You can read the newspapers, then where we are now. Similarly, consumer movement. It was only in 1962 when Kennedy brought out what is called as a Citizens Bill, actually. It's a consumer rights bill in his US. So that is the starting point for effective consumer movement in the world as such. So now consumer awareness basically involves 2-3 components. For the first 10 minutes it may be theoretical for you, right? I will jump to practical problems afterwards. One is, it's awareness about rights and responsibilities. So we should be aware of what are my rights, what are my responsibilities. That is one thing. The second thing is, what are the legal instruments available to protect myself as far as a consumer is concerned, as long as I am a consumer is concerned. The third is the market economy itself, how it is functioning. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಮಾರುಕಟ್ಟೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಇದೆ, how does it behave, what is my role in this market. Market is changing, so what is my role there. Then the practical technique of using the law for my own benefit. The last is how I can contribute to strengthen consumer movement or consumer rights awareness in the society. These are all the 5 components of a consumer awareness program. Or what is consumer awareness ಅಂದರೆ ಈ 5 ಅಂಶಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ನೋಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದು, ನನ್ನ ಹಕ್ಕುಗಳನ್ನು, ನನ್ನ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿಗಳನ್ನು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು. ಎರಡನೇದು, ನನಗಿರುವಂಥ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಕಾನೂನುಗಳು, ನನ್ನ ರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾನೂನುಗಳು. ಮೂರನೇದು, ಈ ಮಾರುಕಟ್ಟೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ವರ್ತಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಹೇಗೆ ಮುಂದುವರಿತಾ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು. ನಾಲ್ಕನೇದು, ಆ ಕಾನೂನನ್ನು ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿದು. ಐದನೇದು, ಸಮಾಜಕ್ಕೆ ಅಥವಾ ಒಟ್ಟಾರೆ ಗ್ರಾಹಕರಿಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ಬಳಕೆದಾರರಿಗೆ ನನ್ನಿಂದ ಏನು ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ 5 components of consumer movement. I would like to touch upon only these 5 things. Afterwards, I will leave it to you for some questions if necessary. You know, we do have rights. Now, Guru Prasad mentioned about we are working on the principle of by the people, for the people, of the people. Unfortunately, that is slightly, particularly in the past 2-3 days or even 1 week or even 2-3 months, we have seen how democracy has been mutilated beyond doubt. And one important thing is by the people. So today it is only BUY the people. So we are being purchased. Not only people, even the people's representatives are purchased, and that is the democracy we are falling into a pit, big pit is like that. Similarly, consumer movement is also for the people, fine, by the people and of the people. It starts with rights and responsibilities of a citizen or a consumer. You see now, up to 86 I said, in December we will be celebrating 25th year of the Consumer Rights, that is Consumer Protection Act. Even now we have to talk about consumer awareness. After 25 years, still a large chunk of the population doesn't know what are his rights. Even today, I received call from right now when I was parking my car, somebody called me. He was asking, sir, consumer court ellide? It's a Bangalorean. So to that extent, our knowledge is there. That's what happens. That's right. First is right to safety. Beyond doubt, safety is our major concern for us today. It is safety of the medicines, safety of the product, safety of the services, safety of the textiles you wear, or the safety of the chappals or shoes you wear, safety of the vehicles we travel. Anything, I think safety is the basic right of a consumer. Whatever I consume, whatever I wear, whatever I use should be safe for my consumption. Nowadays we are thinking on the eco concept. Even if I throw back to a dustbin, the product should be safe to the environment. So that is the way in which safety concept is being growing. In way back in 1963 or 64, Ralph Nader, one of the famous who's considered as the father of the consumer movement, he started analyzing the number of accidents in particular highway in the US. That road, not only road, he used to simply stand in the road, watch the vehicles crash or accident, whatever it happened, and then went on studying the vehicles involved in the accident. He found that one particular model manufactured by General Motors was involved in the highest number of accidents. So there should be something wrong in that vehicle. That's the conclusion, that is the inference that you can make. He wrote a very big book on that, what is called as Unsafe at Any Speed. So General Motor had to apologize him, call back the vehicles, give him some lots of money as compensation those days. So right to safety is there. I think this safety itself is a very big component of consumer movement which we need to look into. And how many goods are safe what we are purchasing today? Younger, older, senior citizens, everybody would like to have a gobi Manchurian in Gandhi Bazaar circle. Now, gobi Manchurian may be safe, but the color, is it safe? So, right from the grassroots level, I am telling how much of safety food we are getting or how safe is the food that what we are eating. So, we need to know about this one. There is a Bangalore, there is a corporation has a food laboratory. I don't know how many of you are aware of it. That is the building is in near that Canara Bank in JC Road, head office. Backside of that there is a hospital, old hospital. In that hospital next to it there is a food laboratory. The object of the food laboratory is to check foods and see whether it is adulterated or not, or if it is adulterated, take action against the concerned persons. This is the basic idea of establishing a food laboratory, paying your money, my money, everybody's money. A year ago, we wrote a right to information application to the food laboratory and asked 3 questions. How many food samples have you tested for the past 3 years? How many food samples have been found adulterated? If so, what is the action taken against the adulterators? So we got the reply. For the past 3 years, 60, 65, 62, something like that, in that range, 60 to 65 food samples have been tested. None of them have found adulterated. So the third question doesn't arise at all. No action to be taken and all. So ಹಾಗೆ ಬರೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮೂರನೇ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗೆ ಉತ್ತರಿಸುವ ಅಗತ್ಯವಿಲ್ಲ. Now don't you think somewhere we are failing in these institutions? And the total expenditure is around 4.5 lakhs to 6 lakhs per month for that food laboratory. Who is paying that 6 lakhs? You are paying. I am paying. But what is the result I am getting? So I think here lies consumer movement to wake up for your rights, start questioning what happens and all those things. That's one. Even packed food are supposed to be adulterated. Forget about this. That is it. Safety. Matchstick. Highest number of accidents, where does it take place in the country? We all assume on roads because we find only accidents being reported. But highest number of accidents take place in the kitchen. That is the place with the most unsafe. Unfortunately, we are dumping our women to kitchen and then testing how safe it is. So where does we stand? The gas cylinder or the LPG cylinder, what we use here, it is a very peculiar situation. She was talking about insurance. Everything is insured except the green tube. But the most crucial point is the green tube, the tube which runs the, it is not insured. So this is how it happens. Long back I saw an advertisement. This is Johnson earbuds. It's a big packet, not small, bigger one. So if this is the packet or the box, below it is written, you have to turn and see it, not to be inserted in the ear. So now what is the message that we are getting here? They are having full, what is called safety nets, they are available for them, but not for you. If it is not to be inserted in the ear, why you want that one? So this is how our products are unsafe or innovative. The second item of the right is what is called right to information. Right to information, I am not speaking about the present act and all, that's the different issue. But here, the moment I purchase a product, I should know for what purpose it is meant, how to use it, if at all something goes wrong, whom to complain, what are its ingredients. These are all some of the things we should do it. Permitted colors. How many of you know which are all the colors that are permitted, which are all the colors not permitted? Jalebi color chennagide anta ellaru tindiddene. In fact, DVG was very, jalebi priyer avaru. Though he was a diabetic, he used to eat too much of jalebi. But not this sort of jalebi. This is only prepared in his house and all the things. So, what is the very purpose of this information now? Many things are going without our notice because of this wrong labeling that is framed. Labeling requirement itself is now under question. We see only the maximum retail price. That's what we are interested in. Or maximum another item when it is going to expire because of medicines and other things. Other things we are not bothered at all. How many of you people have read the label that is put on a toilet cleaner? The most dangerous chemical is the toilet cleaner. It's a hydrochloric acid, concentrated hydrochloric acid. You just put it on your floor, you can see the smoke coming out. And imagine if it goes into your body or on your skin, what will happen? Is there any one danger mark on the label telling that this consists of this one, please be careful? First of all, we don't see. That's the one thing. So, right to information for a consumer is the way. If you broaden this concept, we are also now calling what is called as voters' right to information. Whom we are voting, whom we are sending as per our representatives, that's what is called voters' right to information. Like the right to information in government departments and all those things, it's a different subject. If you can have a separate program on right to information, that can be discussed. That's one thing. The third right is about the right to redress. So that is Consumer Protection Act, and then how to go to the consumer court and do other things. So basically, consumer awareness is required because there is an imbalance between the market and you people. That is consumers and the market or the manufacturers or sellers, whoever I call it. There is an imbalance. How the imbalance is created? Imbalance is created by advertisements, withholding information, marketing techniques. Technology itself is creating this imbalance. Let me give you one or two examples. Sales may be one system of creating imbalance. Sales gimmicks. Advertisement, of course, it's sort of it. So this imbalance is created because the manufacturers or the traders have some information, technique. Now today, what is called as neuromarketing. The moment you enter into a shop, particularly a mall, the hidden cameras will study your brain. You go to a shop, take only Pond's cream, let us say, or Colgate. I am just mentioning, I don't have anything against Colgate, please. The moment you take a Colgate toothpaste in your hand, your brain starts working in a different fashion. Because your previous experience shows that you are having faith in Colgate or the particular product, whatever it is. That is recorded in the hidden cameras where it is held throughout, maybe on the shop. They take this data in various ways and then study for their purpose, so that you are made an addict to Colgate for something like that. It may be Horlicks for that matter. It's called a nutritious drink. The tagline is Horlicks nutritious drink. Horlicks is manufactured in UK. Now, India also is manufacturing, but head office is in UK. UK says that you should remove the word nutritious drink because there is nothing nutritious there. But in India it is still there. So this is information portion of it. How imbalance is created between you and me because we don't know what is happening outside, what is there inside. That's one thing, the marketing one. Slowly what they did, how our people are made, another concept which I would like to highlight is the concept of buy, which you should be very careful. Whatever you want to buy. And we are buying. Akshaya Tritiya, the Tadiga, whatever you call, the gold shops are worse than vegetable market or even fish market. Are you not buying? So this buy concept is one which has been perpetuated by the people or the industry or the trade or whatever it is to make you buy more. For example, even to buy more, we need a sort of attraction. You cannot buy simply everything. I am just asking, how many people, how many advertisements come on the TV to asking you to eat fruits and vegetables? ತರಕಾರಿ ತಿನ್ನೋಂತ ಯಾವುದೋ ಅಡ್ವರ್ಟೈಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಹಲಸಿನಣ್ಣು ತಿನ್ನು, ಮಾವಿನ ಹಣ್ಣು ತಿನ್ನು ಅಂತ ಯಾವ್ದಾರ ಇದೆಯಾ? Nothing. It will not come because that is very healthy food. So you don't want to eat it, but you want to eat something else. This called as how advertisement is being used. That is the marketing concept. If you look into the concept of consumer awareness or consumer movement through the history, you will find very, very significant concepts that is coming in. One I can tell you, matching concept. Ladies are more aware of it. They buy a saree very quickly, but you ask them to buy a blouse piece for that to match that one. It takes hours and days. It will never match. But nowadays they are all combining with every two and all those things. This matching concept started, it was the first one to attract consumers. So what is called as, lipstick was only in one color. But now what is in how many colors? Your hair dye was only in black. But now how many colors are coming? So they want to match this concept and they took this matching concept for a sales item. They want to push as many items as possible. Stockings were never in other than white color. But today how many colors of stockings are available? Swimsuit. So this is matching concept. One of the oldest telephone company, they changed the color of the telephone to red. Throughout the world, it was black only. Black is beautiful. They immediately changed it to red. And they studied the market. The moment it was changed to red, the number of calls doubled from that telephone set. How matching concept works ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಅವರು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಆ ಮ್ಯಾಚಿಂಗ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟನ್ನು ತರೋದಕ್ಕೆ they try to do it. This is one thing. The second thing is using colors. You will be attracted by colors. Naturally, we have a fascination for colors. But the psychology says, as a consumer, if it is red, it is the most popular color. Go out and see how many Maruti cars are there. Red or pink or maybe various versions of red are more important. Then blue. People who want serene atmosphere, they go for blue. All these things are added on a same product to attract you. The cover is changed to blue, immediately change it to red so that you are attracted towards it. There is nothing inside to attract you. That's one thing. Green, eco-friendly. Simply they will say green means eco-friendly. So they are all attracted to colors. That's how a sales gimmick is taking place. That is one. The second was called as throwaway culture. They wanted to attract people to buy more by introducing what is called throwaway culture. So we had throwaway culture only for syringe. Earlier, syringe only had to be thrown away. But today, how much of things are you throwing? And at the end of the month, if you see the toothpaste, it will never come out completely. Some amount is left out there itself. Technically, they had been made like that. 100 grams ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ 80 ಗ್ರಾಮೇ ಬರೋದು ನಿಮಗೆ. Other 20 gram will not come out unless you hammer it. So we throw it. So this is throwaway culture. Buy more through, because it is throwaway culture. And there are so many other things. For example, this one thing. Third is advertisement. Creating fear in advertisement and asking you to buy. Guru was telling that I was a member of the Consumer Affairs Committee in LIC. Earlier, even now LIC or even other insurance advertisement, if you see, suddenly a husband dies, the widow is shown in a white saree and all those things without kunkuma and all those things. She is worried about her son, daughter's marriage, employment and all those things. Immediately LIC policy or some other policy comes in. So you are creating a psychological fear among the people and then asking them to buy something. You see the advertisement for toilet cleaner. They show so many germs. They create a psychological fear and you buy that one. So this is one sort of creating advertisement, and a lot number of their advertisement, but this is only two. I am just giving the examples. And the last, another how we are made to buy is what is called technical obsolescence. The moment you buy today, tomorrow the same product, it loses its technical qualities. Day after tomorrow it is of useless. So today now, the very funny example is stereo system came long back, but it was never introduced to the market because that mono sound system was still there, manufactured in their factories. Till the mono system was over, they never introduced stereo system. This is called technological obsolescence. It is made like that. So front door loading washing machine, there is nothing technique in that. But till the earlier models were sold, nobody introduced that inside. So this is how they want you people to buy new things and attract you people and make you a slaves of buy. And of course, there are any number of studies how we are made to buy without knowledge also. So I give example whenever I go. ನೀವು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ನಾಳೆ ಭಾನುವಾರ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲೋ ಇಲ್ಲ ಬಚ್ಚಲ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೋ ಟಾಯ್ಲೆಟ್ ಅಟ್ಟದ ಮೇಲೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಅಥವಾ ಅಡುಗೆ ಮನೆ ಅಟ್ಟದ ಮೇಲೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಏನಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ? You will never use it. You have never used it, but still it is there. All your capital is locked up there. ಬಟ್ಟೆ ಯಾವುದೋ ಯುಟೆನ್ಸಿಲ್ಲು ಏನೋ ಹರಿದೌದು, ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಈಸ್ ದೇರ್. ವಿ ಬ್ರಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಡೌನ್, ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಇಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಕೀಪ್ ಇಟ್ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಅಗೇನ್. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನಿಂಗ್ ಎವ್ರಿವೇರ್. ಹೌ ಅವರ್ ಮನಿ ಈಸ್ ಲಾಕ್ಡ್ ಅಪ್ ದೇರ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವಿ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅವರ್ ಯೂಸ್. Somebody from our next door purchased it, so we also have to purchase it. So what we can do this is basically a consumer psychology of buying. And the buying has gone, consumption pattern has gone to such an extent that if you read the statistics of UN, you will be wondering, New York City alone spends some X amount of money, which is equal to give drinking water for all the third world countries. ನ್ಯೂಯಾರ್ಕಲ್ಲಿರೋರು ಒಂದು ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಐಸ್ ಕ್ರೀಮ್ ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ಅದರಿಂದ ಆ ದುಡ್ಡನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಭಾರತದಂಥ ದೇಶಗಳಿಗೆಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಡ್ರಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ನಾವು. ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯು ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನ್? ನಾಯಿಗೆ ಬೆಕ್ಕಿಗೆ ಸಾಕ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡೋ ದುಡ್ಡನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟುಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಆಫ್ರಿಕಾ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬೋತ್ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಆಲ್ ವಿಲೇಜಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ತಾಲೂಕಾಸ್. That much money is on pets only is there. So ಇವಾಗ ನಾವು ಅವ್ರನ್ನೇ ಕ್ಯಾಚ್ ಅಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ವಿ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಟ್ರೈಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಫಾಲೋ ದೆಮ್ ಇನ್ ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಆಸ್ ಹೌ advertisements and other techniques have been made as to buy. So in this context, what we can do? One is you should be aware of your right. That is Consumer Protection Act is there, Weights and Measures Act, that is Standards of Packaged Commodity Rules is there, Right to Information Act is there, Drugs and Cosmetics Act is there. These are all not simply act as such. They are all consumer-friendly legislations which you and I can use it very beneficially. Don't think any lawyer is required to do this and all those things. The third is educating yourself about this. And how many people are ready to open your mouth? This is the basic question. You should ask some question. How many people have we asked that question unless we are compelled to ask that question? So maybe asking a question is the first step for consumer awareness, creating awareness. And that's one thing. The second, because these consumers are divided into three categories. We are all, including me. One is people who know everything. Laws, legislation, like us, you and I. But we don't have time for anything. We don't have time for anything except watching TV or our own activities. So many things are going on. So we are not bothered about small petty thing that is happening. The second is people don't know anything at all. Fine. There are a lot number of people who don't know anything. They cannot do anything. The third point is that one, the people who neither want to know or don't want to know. They are quite satisfied with what life there is going on. Unless there is a problem in their house or factory or office. So where we stand today and where we want to go. So if you assume that we know everything, we have to do something. If we don't know anything, we have to know something. I think this is all the programs are meant to give you some information so that you can pick it up from there. Now, how you can use your knowledge about consumer awareness and be a vigilant consumer. The first thing is complain. Have a letter pad. The moment you see something, try to complain. You may assume that nothing will happen in this country. We will not be able to remove Yediyurappa. We will not be able to remove Raja. Whatever it is, we can. But things will change sometime afterwards. I had a very good example. Some years ago, one of my wife's colleague, her father was in that Apollo hospital. That is Malaya hospital. It was around 12 o'clock in the night. There was only one telephone booth. Those days there is no mobile and nothing. There was only one telephone booth. We wanted to have 5-6 people. We were in a queue to tell some message to some people and all those things. But one boy or one girl, they were talking inside the booth at that time. We don't know what they were talking. So it took at least 20 minutes. We were so ferocious that we had other urgent message to be passed on. Immediately I took my paper and pen and wrote a letter or a complaint to the administrator of the office and put it in the suggestion box. I was as cynical as you people that nothing will happen. Because suggestion box ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಏನೂ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಬೀಡಿ ತುಂಡು ಇಲ್ಲ ಸಿಗರೇಟ್ ತುಂಡು ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಿದ್ದಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಇನ್ನೇನು ಬೀಳಲ್ಲ. ಚಾಕ್ಲೇಟ್ ಬಿದ್ದಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಇನ್ನೇನು ಬಿದ್ದಿರಲ್ಲ. So then, but immediately within 10 or even lesser a week, I got a letter from the administrative officer. We appreciate your concern. We have already installed 2 additional booths here. So there are chances that something may change sometime. So let us try to complain, put it in writing. And I started my consumer movement like this in my own way. I wrote some 3,000 letters in Indian Express, this and all those things. So many buses were introduced. So many buses, BMTC buses were extended. Those days BTS. Boards were changed. Like it will happen. When the Malleshwaram Circle to Navarang Theatre, there is a road called Kuvempu Raste. In Malleshwaram Circle, it is called Rashtrakavi Kuvempu Raste. From the Navarang end, it is called Mahakavi Kuvempu Raste. The board was like that. I immediately saw that and wrote to the Bengaluru Mahanagarpalika. They changed the board. So like this, it happens. Kindly try to complain. It may hardly cost you 10 rupees or 15 rupees to send a letter to the concerned official. Second thing is, there are a lot number of agencies, organizations and officers who are ready to help you as far as consumer grievances are concerned. Why not you utilize them services? When you bring them like here, they will be able to help you in sorting out some of the complaints. Of course, third is the Consumer Protection Act, how to use the consumer court, consumer forums, and where to file a complaint. Kaveri Bhavan is the center where you can file a complaint. It may be any particular deficiency in service or even a good or even a cheating in a financial company or investing in a financial company, whatever it is, anything will come under the Consumer Protection Act as long as it is a you have paid some amount for that and then you have been cheated. That's one thing where you can file a complaint. You yourself can go and argue your case. Don't hire any lawyers, because lawyers may themselves cheat you. That's also there. Sorry, I'm not telling everybody. That's cases are plenty like that. Doctors, for example, he was talking about your senior citizens are worried about the insurance companies, particularly health insurance. The third thing is, please read the conditions carefully before you enter into any agreement. We never bother about these terms and conditions, and we get into problem only when we have a problem with the contractor or doctor or whatever it is. So this is one thing. And medical negligence, senior citizens who are interested in health, you need to be very careful by buying an insurance or even go to a doctor. Any number of cases have come under the Consumer Protection Act. And don't ask too much of compensation. You just ask what is that you have spent so that it will come back to you, and let us not make misuse of this various legal instruments that we are having for the sake of the society or the consumer. The third thing is, what I would like to say is, why we don't complain. There are the reasons for not complaining. First, we feel that nothing will happen. Second thing is, it's of no use of complaining. Third thing, there will be no solve. Like that, all those things are there. There are certain areas where complaining system itself is not there. Government departments, lot of systems are there, but nothing will happen. This is one sort of thing. But unless you try, how you can do it? This is one thing. Joining together is the best solution for it. How many people will join together? This is a big crowd as far as Bangalore is concerned. Except film stars, I don't think anybody will have that capacity nowadays to attract so many people, and then, of course, political meetings. So the question is how we consumers can join together. Small localities, small streets, you can have a small group where we can tell you, publish some material, distribute some material, and then consumer clubs in colleges and schools may be started by you people. So I think these are all the ways in which we can create consumer awareness among the people. And bringing out a lot of information materials. We have some materials, but you can distribute to you. But you should have your own organization. Jayanagar, there is one organization who one of my friend is doing. Chamrajpet, you can try with Navajyoti, and here you can just have a consumer organization. Not necessarily fighting against everything. You please focus on one or two issues. Taking too much will not, one issue, two issues, then you fight for that one. I think we will be able to help you in that way. At the individual level, what you can do. The moment there is a problem, stop the product that you are using. That's the first step. ನೀವೇ ಏನು ರಿಪೇರಿ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡಿ, ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಹಾಳು ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡಿ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಇಟ್. ದೆನ್ records management, how you keep your guarantee card or warranty card. Of course, most of the guarantee warranty cards are useless. Now, if you read, you go back to your house today, and if you are able to find the guarantee card for your refrigerator, you please read it. Provided you can see it first. Adondu first ಮೊದಲು ಸಿಕ್ಕಬೇಕು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕಾಣಬೇಕು ಅದು. The compressor is not guaranteed. So only the dabba, the outward door and other things are guaranteed. In a camera, the lens is not guaranteed. So the basic items are not guaranteed, or at least not guaranteed for as much as the other parts are guaranteed. So we need to look into this one. At a larger level, we have to pressurize the government to change these unfair terms and conditions in the contracts. The moment you enter into a BMTC bus, you know that you are entering into a contract with BMTC. The moment you buy a ticket in a cinema theatre, you are entering into a contract, and there is a word, subject to conditions and the terms and conditions. So what are the terms and conditions? Nobody knows. When you buy a railway ticket, you are subject to so many conditions. When you buy a air ticket, see how much air ticket or airware rules says that compensation is to be paid about 75 lakhs per accident victim. That's always there. How many days it has taken for our Mangalore air crash victims to take it? They have to go to court, they have to argue, they have to suffer, and then after 1 year now they are getting their compensation. So this is how, and similarly your policies, it may be health policy. We have seen in our consumer issues, 90% of the health claims or the medical policies are disputed. Pre-existing diseases. There was a very beautiful case. Sir, I can continue for another 2 minutes. Yeah. There was a beautiful case earlier. a gentleman died because of some gastric ulcer and some other things. So his case records were brought. By those days only LIC was there. LIC said, we are not able to, we will not give you the compensation for the one simple reason. What is the reason? This fellow used to eat one banana every day. On ಬಾಳೆಹಣ್ಣು ತಿಂದಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ, ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಕಿಂದ ಸತ್ತಿದ್ದಾನೆ. So the moral of the story is, a banana a day keeps LIC away ಅಂತ. So now lot number of things now dispute, even private companies have started this one. If you see the medical claim policies, everything is disputed because previously existing. So like that, this you need to read and before you buy anything. So I think that is one way of caution what I could leave, is to see that how we enter into contracts and then how best we can be able to get good terms and conditions in the contract. You can just plan your purchase. If you are going for a long-term purchases, maybe house or gadgets or a TV, or 3D TV, whatever, computer, whatever it is, before buying, you have to answer for certain questions. Particularly when you go back to your houses, you please tell your children or even grandchildren, let them prepare distinction between wants and needs. What you want, what you need. That itself is a great consumer exercise, consumer education. Now, ladies particularly, before going to a mall, you please buy, just list out what you want to buy. And at least many of you would have experienced this one. When you go into a 5-star, big mall, like Forum or something like that, we come back purchasing which we didn't want. That is the idea of malls. It doesn't mean that, the way the psychologically study when you get into a mall, what you don't require is kept at the eye level. What you want is in the second floor. So you will never go there. Costly items are kept at your visibility now. And psychology says, when you are outside, your eye blinks for 34 times a minute. When once you get into the mall, it blinks only 14 times. ಅಂದರೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಕಣ್ಣು ತಕ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀರ ನೀವು. The gangway, what you call pathway in a mall, is flooded with products. ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಬಿಸಾಕಿರ್ತಾರೆ. You think that these fellows are shabby, are not properly organized ಅಂತ. Then you try to bow down, ಬಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅದನ್ನು ತೆಗಿಯೋಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರ. ತೆಗಿಯೋಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗೋವಾಗ ನೋಡ್ತೀರ ಏನಿದೆ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಒಂದನ್ನ ಎತ್ತಿ ಬ್ಯಾಗ್ ಹಾಕೋತೀರ. So this is how you are being made to purchase. How are you going to stop all these things? You cannot stop that one. You have to be careful. It is nothing illegal. I am not telling. They have to sell that gimmick is there. So using words, using colors, using exaggerated advertisements, and then contracts, agreements, guarantees, warranties, quality of the product. So these are all some of the issues which you should be very careful as far as consumer awareness is concerned. There are many number of tools to avoid all these things, but definitely don't go hungry. We need to eat, we need to live, we need to be beautiful, we need to use our cosmetics and everything. How? How much? And at what cost? That is the basic idea. Moisturizer is one word in a ladies' cosmetic discourse. When once a lady or somebody uses a moisturizer, they should never go to sun. That is called sunscreen anta innond maatali ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. So lot number of things are there like this, which is time is very constraint for me. We cannot discuss everything. So every time we plan to purchase something, let us put as many questions as possible, question ourselves, and then question this whole market economy. So market economy bandre, how the market is working. Today, Bharti Airtel has increased its tariff for mobile telephones by 20% or something like that. Tomorrow everybody will start raising. How to resist this? Will you switch over? Because you cannot switch over because he has also raised his prices. Milk, 2 rupees they raised at a time per liter recently. we could not shift, because there is no other supplier. I mean, even maybe a costlier supplier. So what is the market? Is there a choice for us? That is one of the right given to consumers: right to safety, right to information, right to redress, right to choose. So I should have the ability or the freedom to choose products. But in certain cases it is good, in certain cases it is not available. Earlier we didn't have even for mobile telephones or even airfare, air travel and all. At least lightly now it's available. But even there, how cartelization takes place, how anti-competitive agreements are coming within the consumers. So these are all, you go to Gandhi Bazaar market now. 1 kg ಟೊಮೆಟೊ 5 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಅಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ 5 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಮಾರ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೆ. Nobody will reduce. If somebody reduces, he will be thrown out of the market. Cable TV operator, other person can never come to your area. So these are all anti-competitive agreements or anti-competitive practices, unfair trade practices, which needs to be questioned not by one or two individuals, because we will be made target by organizations, by the consumer as a whole. That's why we have what is called as Competition Commission of India, where you can file your complaint through an organization. So like that, you need to be very thorough on this subject so that we can protect ourselves and protect our children next. That's very important from all these onslaughts of advertisement particularly, and advertisement of one. Buying practices itself needs fine tuning. So consumer awareness, to put it in very few words, refers to acquiring knowledge about the economy, acquiring knowledge about the products and services, knowing more about the legal instrument that is available to us, fighting for our rights, and then educating people about the rights and responsibilities. I think if 5 messages go into our head today, or at least if I have made you people to think on these issues, I think the organizers' object of organizing this program is good. 5 or 10 minutes, I would like to answer your queries. If you have any specific queries on subjects of relating to consumer issues or anything, if you are facing any problem, kindly let me know so that we will be able to help you out. Recently I was visiting some friend in Manipal Hospital. They have done a very good job. I am not ambassador for them. Just I picked up a small book leaflet. It is Charter of Patients' Rights. So what is your right there? What is your responsibility in the hospital? They have brought out very nicely. This we need to do it. We can pressurize people, everybody, where we can fight for these things. So this is how information needs to be collected. So any questions, please? Products. This is very good question, because not only legal instrument, there are a certain self-regulation of bodies to protect the interest of the consumers. One is what he is telling is what is the Advertisement Standards Council of India. It is based at Bombay, where it is a self-regulatory body. What they do is they study the advertisements in a different angle. They also take complaints from you if you feel that some advertisement is objectionable, or some objection is exaggerated. Anything. There are so many ways in which you can do it. You can file a complaint with them, there is a complaint committee there which will study this one and tell the company to stop that advertisement or modify that advertisement, anything like that to do it. So normally most prestigious companies have become members for that one. The moment it comes from ASCII, they withdraw it or modify it and then try to protect the interest of the consumer, particularly unfair trade practices. If you find, for example, health issues, a pillow, if you sleep on that pillow, you will not snore. ಗೊರಕೆ ಹೊಡೆಯೋಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮಲ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಸರಿ. There is no known medicine to stop snoring. How can a pillow can do that one? So that was removed. Another one, it was called Select anta. It's a tablet, not allopathic, some alternative medication. Tablet name was called Select. A woman, if she takes that tablet with first month of pregnancy or second month of pregnancy, she can get a male child anta. So she can select the sex anta. So these things are all removed from the advertisement and then that ASCII is there. Now what has been done is, government of India itself has come out with a standard code of procedure and then advertisements, which they have adopted ASCII's code. So in showing on a TV, okay, there is some moral codes that you should not follow this one, you should follow this one, like that they have done it. That is another one. So complaint handling, creating awareness, and then making the industry behave properly through the advertisement. These are the three issues. I think it's a very good tool, you can use it. Hundreds of cases have come through ASCII, and they have also come out with a code of conduct, code of regulations for advertisement for various products. For example, health products, cosmetics, such other things. It's all available on the website, or I can give you my email if you want. I will send it a copy of to you. That's also can be done. That's how we should promote this one. There is also another organization called in Mumbai, Fair Trade Practices Council. Jamanal Bajaj did it, but now it's defunct, I think. But they also did fair practices, how to go about it. But exaggerated claims now yochne ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. Then objectionable, particularly women, they need to object. So many years I have been telling, teachers brandy. What has teacher to do with brandy? He may or she may drink, that's a different issue. But why you have to name it? Doctor's brandy. So we are sending a sort of messages to the people that this can be done. So you go to Chamarajpete or wherever you see, I am just noting down. Raghavendra Swami wines, Venkateshwara wines, Venkateshwara bar and restaurant. See, anyway, we have left it. ಹಿಂದೂಗಳು ತುಂಬ ಉದಾರಿಗಳು ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ. But this is not, I am not talking about religiously, but how misleading these things are. So similarly in advertisements also. If you wear a chappal, you can get rid of diabetes. So all these things have been removed through ASCII. That's one thing. Sir, if you don't mind, he has stood first. No problem. This is, you are asking now, he was asking what we can do. I think you have given an answer to him instead of me. That is what you can do this. One thing, sir, but as far as your problem is concerned, the air conditioning problem is concerned, fortunately your problem is of a lesser magnitude. There are people who are having floor mills next to them. This electricity generating sets in the shops and other things and all, noise is proper is there. For example, what you can do, one thing as far as you are concerned, kindly you have a apartments association, owners association.
No, we are not formed like.
Yeah.
Because there is a lot of problems there.
Yeah, I know. Almost all apartment owners is the same thing. Just like housing cooperative societies, there is no housing society without corruption, and there is no apartment association without difference of opinion. But unfortunately, this is one where you can, if you are strong enough, it can be done one. The second thing is, if you are so much perturbed with the noise and other things, you can always file a complaint with the Pollution Control Board. Sound pollution is a part of the Environmental Protection Act, which is recognized as so and so. Completely, I cannot assure you that it will be eliminated. But the sound level can be minimized through some technical changes or building some blocks, something like that. It can be done. But you should use two things. That is, one is a threat of complaining to the Pollution Control Board, which I don't think you will be able to do it because you are a neighbor. You have to live with him or whatever it is. But you can approach the Apartment Owners Association and also try this one. We cannot avoid, finally I am telling you, we cannot avoid that one, but you can reduce the noise level to the level as prescribed by the Pollution Control Board.
What is the level, sir? 80
Decibels, I don't, 5 I think. That.
What's my request is whether we can take your help in this regard.
Definitely, I can give you my email or even mobile number. You can shoot out a letter to me. I will take it with the Pollution Control Board people. There are some good people. Don't think all institutions are corrupt. I have interacted with people. I have interacted with IAS officers, and any number of people are good. There are good people. Hardly 2-3% of our corrupt people. We are losing faith in the entire ministry or machinery. We will kindly help you. Second thing second thing is coming to what can be done. What you said is correct. How students can use these problems and all. You can go to the Home Science College in near Maranis College. Hundreds of theses are there. IIM, thousands of theses are there about any problem. They have very well collected documents, collected data, what needs to be done, recommended, everything is done. As you said, nothing, it never comes out of it at all. Forget about using it. It never comes out of the colleges or the libraries. So one or two we can pick it up and see, can we do something like that? That can be done.
So I want to one complete year can be dedicated, sir. Universities can dedicate for consumer mode.
Sir, for your information, National Law School of India, from this annual academic year, they have started what is called Postgraduate Diploma in Consumer Law and Practice. Okay? So, as many people should join, it's a distant learning mode and nothing to go there and all those things. And in fact, I am one of the person to prepare a module for 4 subjects that I have already prepared. So, you can join and then make use of that knowledge that is available there. Sorry. Seen. I agree, sir. One is, as far as real estate is concerned, right now before the parliament, we have a bill called Real Estate Regulatory Authority Bill, where some controls is being contemplated. Let us assume it will come. So there is what they are doing is they are trying to control not only real estate itself, but also the advertisement contents of the real estate owners or real estate people. One step, I don't say that it's 100% solution for your problem, but this one step, this is there. But here, buyer you be aware, that is the constant. So we need to also look into that one. See, I happened to write an article against one holiday resort company. I criticized them, I put them away, they called me. How do you prove all these things? You have written so many things that it is damaging our business and all. We are used to all those things. Then I showed them a booklet published them. They have published a book giving the details of their holiday homes wherever they have established. In that book, they say Nandi Hills is 10 kilometers from Bengaluru. So I and you are aware of Nandi Hills or something like that. But you can imagine somebody from North India or somewhere in Kashmir. Today, if I tell you that one place is Corbett National Park is 10 kilometers from that place. I am telling 10 years ago. No, they cannot escape. That's how you should put them into trouble. Adikke consumer movement annodu. See, for example, 3 minutes drive from Gandhi Bazaar, you will reach Majestic. Is it possible? All these things are there, Why? Misleading also is there. ಒಂದು ಜಾಮೂನ್ ಪ್ಯಾಕೆಟಲ್ಲಿ 10 ಜಾಮೂನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. Of what size? So like that you should question them, try to bring them to books. Then we can fight the cases. But this is what 2 examples I am giving you where they also try to change that advertisement and all, how they are misleading. So you should be aware of all those things. Last week I wrote, we all believe post office. We all tell that you please go and put your money in post office, don't believe private banks or multinational. ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ ನಾವು. A recent case has come. One of the private trust managed by for employee mill owners, they have put some 14 lakhs of rupees in some 10 years ago in post office. Indra Vikas Patra or Kisan Vikas Patra, something like that. After 10 years, it should get 4 times because it's 10 years. So 14 plus 14 plus 14 plus 14, or 4 times, something like that. Interest itself will come out to around 90 lakhs. Sorry, 1 crore 40 lakhs. So 90 lakhs of interest. The moment they wanted to take back this deposit, post office says you will get only the amount what you have invested, nothing more. Why? The reason is we have wrongly opened an account in the trust name which is not possible under the post office law. Who did this one? So poor people, they had to go up to the Supreme Court to fight. See, we are putting our money, taking interest ಇಷ್ಟು ಕಲಾಟೆ ಆದರೆ ಅದು post office ಇಂದ. You can imagine other people. Then Supreme Court ordered that at least you should give 6% SB interest because money was with you. These people had to satisfy. So we should be very careful, not only in the post office or in the other bank. Left to the market, it's very difficult, sir. As far as real estate is concerned, that bill is quite good. Now, we as a consumer group, we need to pressurize the government to bring that law as early as possible and as quickly as possible, unlike Lokpal bill. Yes, sir. The last man there. Yes, sir. Yeah, fine. Actually, we have a website. You can also visit the website where that is email available. creatindia.org. creatindia. createindia.org. If you want an email, createorg@sifi.com. CREAT only, not the last E is not there. createorg@sifi.com. .org, that is website. Not very big website because we don't have money, but some information has been put there. createorg@sifi.com. SIFY. So what I feel is I am very happy that so many people have come here. You please keep coming continuously so that we can discuss other issues and come back to some practical things, one or two. So at the next another 5 years or 2 years or 3 years, we have to achieve this so that visibility comes. Then we can show it to the other world. So this Chamarajpet group or Banshankari group, Baswangudi group has done this one. I think that's where we can put in some effort. Instead of grabbing with all issues, one issue. And we are here to help you. Maybe one cause, one advertisement, getting out of one advertisement, one bill, something like that. It is sure. Yeah, I think it will bring up. That itself shows that he is not true. Anta. See, there is no free lunch in this world. There is no free lunch. So, ಅವರು ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರಲ್ವ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ no making charge. They were selling 22 carats or even lesser carat gold ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. So, gold is another major issue where BIS has come out, we are not able to do anything on that one. Jewelry problem, that is hallmarking is not taking up properly, and now ladies has to pick up. In fact, I was one of the member of the silk mark committee. The silk mark was not introduced then, so they wanted to introduce the silk mark. I was one of the member with silk board. Then we made out that law or a sort of logo like slightly improvement is there. Now everybody is asking, please show me the silk mark scheme and all those. Start asking. For example, near my house, he sells only that RRB ghee. I am a GRB, sorry. RRB also irbekalva, sorry. Whatever it is. I specifically ask, you sell whatever you want, kindly give me Agmark branded product. Sir, ನೀವು ಒಬ್ಬರೇ ಕೇಳೋದು ಸರ್, ಇನ್ಯಾರೂ ಕೇಳೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಅವನೇ ನನಗೆ ಎಜುಕೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಆಗ್ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬೆಲೆ ಸರ್, ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ಇದಕ್ಕೂ ಏನೂ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ಸೊ ಏನೂ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಇಲ್ವಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನೇ ಕೊಡು ನೀನು ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಕೇಳಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ದೇರ್ ಈಸ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್. ISI mark has its value. We may call so many things corrupt and everything, but Agmark has its own value. BIS mark has its own value, just like silk mark. So let us pressurize this thing. I appeared for this Janashri TV some time back. It went on for 3 hours. So what they did, one of the gentlemen was asking, he is a phone-in ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಥರ. Sir, I am a milk vendor in some HSBR layout or something like that. ನನಗೆ ಕೊಡೋ ಕಮಿಷನ್ ಭಾಳ ಕಡಿಮೆ. ನಾನು ಫ್ರಿಡ್ಜ್ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ಏರ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು, ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾನು MRPಗಿಂತ ₹1 ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ತೊಗೋತೀನಿ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ತಪ್ಪು? ನಾವು ಐ ಸೆಡ್ ಅದಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಹೋದರೆ ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಷನ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ, ಹಾಗೆ ಹೀಗೆ, ಐ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಸರ್ವೈವ್ ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ ನಾನು. ಐ ಆಸ್ಕ್ಡ್ ಹಿಮ್ ಒನ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್, ಹೂ ಆಸ್ಕ್ಡ್ ಯು ಟು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಇನ್ ದಟ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್? ನಿನಗೆ ಯಾರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡು ಅಂತ? ಆ್ಯಸ್ ವೆಲ್ ಯು ಗೋ ಔಟ್. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ದಟ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಲೀಗಲೈಸ್, ಗೋ ಟು ದಿ ನಂದಿನಿ ತಯಾರಕ ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ಫೆಡರೇಷನ್, ಗೆಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಎನ್ಹ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ವಿಲ್ ಪೇ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ಓಕೆ. ಡೋಂಟ್ ಚೀಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಹೌ we need to argue in such fashion. Public distribution system. Today you have seen 1,700 crores is gone. Only in rural areas. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಯಾರೂ ಅಕ್ಕಿ ಬೆಳೆ ತೊಗೊಳ್ಳಲ್ಲ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ, ಅಂಗಡಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. See the way people are suffering. So this is how we need to try. ಅದೇನೆ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳೋದು ಅದೇನೆ, PDA ಶಾಪ್ ನಡ್ಸೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. Who asked you to ನಡೆಸೋ? You best leave it. So problem is there. So they want money, they want everything at the cost of consumers. So a vigilant consumer only can do this one. And we can do it. A vigilant voter has shown what can be done in Tamil Nadu and West Bengal. So a vigilant consumer can do throughout India. So how vigilant are we? That's important. There are also very good organized manufacturing companies. For example, ನೀವು ಅಡ್ವರ್ಟೈಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ರೇಮಾಂಡೋ ಯಾವುದೋ ಅಡ್ವರ್ಟೈಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಹುಡುಗನಿಗೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ, ಅವನು ಬಂದು ತಾಯಿಗೆ ಅದನ್ನು ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾನೆ, ಆ ಪಾಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟು ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾನೆ, ಆ ಪಾಪ ತಾಯಿಗೆ ಕಣ್ಣಲ್ಲಿ ನೀರು ಬರೋ ಥರ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ತಕ್ಷಣ ಅವಳ ಟಿಕೆಟು ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾನೆ. ವಂಡರ್ಫುಲ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್. ಅಲ್ಲೇನಾರು ಅಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಷನಬಲ್ ಇದೆಯಾ ಹೆಂಗಸ್ಗಾಗಲಿ ಗಂಡಸ್ಗಾಗಲಿ? ಸಿ ದ ವೇ ಇನ್ ವಿಚ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಅವರ್ ಅಡ್ವರ್ಟೈಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಶೋ ಓನ್ಲಿ ವಿಮೆನ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಆರ್ ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಅಂತ. ಆ ಝೂ ಬಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ ಟು ದ ಅಡ್ವರ್ಟೈಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ? That was the top advertisement earner in terms of money in advertisement. So it changes. So we need to change. We need to make people change and make the industry change. Okay? You start asking BMTC to module the bus in such a way that handicapped people can get in easily. BMTC ಬಸ್ ಹತ್ತಕ್ಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಯಾರ ಕಾಲಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿರೋರು ಹ್ಯಾಂಡಿಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಡ್ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡಿ, ವಯಸ್ಸಾಗಿರೋರು ಹತ್ತಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ದಪ್ಪ ಇರೋರು ಹತ್ತಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಹತ್ತಿದ್ರಿಗೆ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡಿಕ್ಯಾಪ್ ಆಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಓಲ್ವೋ ಒಂದು ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ. ಸೊ ಪೀಪಲ್, ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಥಿಂಕ್ ಆನ್ ದೀಸ್ ಲೈನ್ಸ್. ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ವಿ ಬ್ರಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಚೇಂಜ್? ವಿ ಮೇಡ್ ಎ ಸರ್ವೆ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಏಡ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸಸ್ ಇನ್ KSRTC buses from more. Some 50 buses we opened the box and saw inside. Nothing. So then we asked KSRTC through RTI, how much money you are spending on these medicines to be purchased? It runs to lakhs of rupees. So ಈ ಥರ ಸಣ್ಣದು ನೀವು ಮಾಡಿ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ತರೋಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತಾ? It will all collaborate. Maybe after 10 years some change will come. May not be now. See, 1972 the campaign for breastfeeding started. 72. Even now it is continuing. ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಷ್ಟ ಇದೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಸಿಗರೇಟ್ ಸ್ಮೋಕಿಂಗ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಂಜೂರಿಯಸ್ ಟು ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಅಂತ 1870ಸಲ್ಲೇ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ರು, ಮೋರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ 200 years ago. But how many days it took for a Supreme Court to make an order telling that cigarette smoking is injurious to health? So sustained campaign ಬರಬೇಕು. ಸಸ್ಟೈನ್ಡ್ ಕ್ಯಾಂಪೇನ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯತೆ ಇದೆ. ಇವಾಗ ನೋಡಿ ಲೋಕಪಾಲ್ ಬಿಲ್ಗೆ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಲೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಅವರ್ ಹಾರ್ಟ್. ಏನೂ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನು ಅನ್ನೋ ಸ್ಥಿತಿಗೆ ಬಂದುಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಬಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಗೋ ಆನ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್. ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಒಂದು ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ ಟು ಅಸ್. ಓಕೆ, thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the patient hearing, sir. Thank you very much.
ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆ, ನಾಳಿನ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸೂಚನೆ. ನಾಳೆ ಸಂಜೆ 6:30 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಜೀವನ ಶೈಲಿ ಮತ್ತು ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ಅನ್ನೋ ವಿಚಾರದ 3ನೇ ಭಾಗ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ RP ಜೋಶಿ, ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ಇಲಾಖೆಯ ಮುಖ್ಯಸ್ಥರು ಬಂದು ಮಾತನಾಡಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ತಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಈ ಅವಕಾಶವನ್ನು ಉಪಯೋಗ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗಿ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ.
I thank Mr. Muralidharan for giving an excellent presentation on the consumer rights. But ನನಗೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಸಂತೋಷ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು, ಸಮ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಿದ್ರು ಅವರು. ಕೇಸ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರು ತಾವು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಬಟ್ ಎನಿವೆ, he was able to cover a macro level excellently. But let me come to the legal issues ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಡೀಪರ್ ಆಗಿ. The teach for all this is an act is there called Consumer Protection Act. So that was during 1986 it was formulated. ಸೊ ಏನು ರೈಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ಯಾರನ್ನು ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಯಾವ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಫೋರಮ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾ ಅಥವಾ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಫೋರಮ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾ ಅಥವಾ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಫೋರಮ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಫೈನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಲಿಮಿಟ್. ಈಗ 20 lakhs, some 20 lakhs to district court and some 1 crore to some state court or some other financial level to the yeah. So
What I thought was I just give a brief background Law may be too complicated now, Anta. Maybe in the next session we can deal on law itself. How to
Actually, it says who is a consumer and what is a complaint. So consumer ಏನು ಅಂದರೆ whoever pays the consideration and hires for some service. ಅಂದರೆ ಈಗ ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ತೊಗೊಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಡಿಮಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಸಮ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ by paying some money. So there is an agreement in that. So the service provider is bound to give some minimum things required under the normal course of decisions. So ಸುಮಾರಿದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್ ರೈಟ್ ಅಂತ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಹೋದರೆ ಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಮುರಳೀಧರನ್ ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಎಷ್ಟೆಷ್ಟು ರೈಟ್ಸು ನಾವು ಎನ್ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ಸುಮಾರಿದೆ. ಈಗ ಇಸ್ ಎಂಡ್ಲೆಸ್. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಲುಕ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಇಫ್ ಐ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಟೆಲಿಂಗ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಎನಿವೇ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಫುಲ್ ಟು ಹಿಮ್ ಪರ್ಸ್ನಲಿ. ಮತ್ತು ನಾಳೆ ನಮ್ಮ ನವಜ್ಯೋತಿ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟಿಂದ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಕೂಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಫಿಲಮ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸೊ if any willing persons are interested, you are most welcome to attend there. President Mr. Krishnamurthy to propose the vote of thanks. I request Mr. Krishnamurthy.
Sir, if you don't mind, we got to satisfy. Tell you two case laws on consumer protection, if you mind. If you don't mind, okay. One is a 7-year-old boy went to a dentist. He was taken to a dentist in Gulbarga. ಆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅವನಿಗೆ, ಏನೋ ಹಲ್ಲು ಕೀಳಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಕೀಳೋ ಟೈಮ್ಗೆ ಅವನೇನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಒಂದು ಇಂಜೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಮಮ್ನೆಸ್ ಬರೋಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ, ಅವನು ಇಂಜೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತರು. ಆ ಡಾಕ್ಟ್ರ್ ಇಂಜೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಡೋವಾಗ ಏನಾಯಿತು, ಆ ನೀಡಲು ಮುರಿದೋಯ್ತು. ಈ ಗಡಿಬಿಡಿಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ದ ಈ ಹುಡುಗ, ಅದನ್ನು ನುಂಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟ ಆ ಪಾಲನ್ನ. ಇವನು ಡಾಕ್ಟ್ರ್ ಎಂಥ ಭೂಪತಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಹಾಗೆ ಸರಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವನನ್ನು ಕಳಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟ. ಇವನು ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡೋ ಬಿಟ್ಟನೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲೋಯ್ತು ಚೂರು ಅಂತ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. 7-8 months ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಆ ಹುಡುಗನಿಗೆ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ನೋವು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಸೊ ಈ ವಾಸ್ ಟೇಕನ್ ಟು ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟ್ಲು, ಅದು ಇದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇತ್ತು ಸದ್ಯ, ಇನ್ನು ಅದು ಗ್ಯಾಂಗ್ರೀನ್ ಆಗಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಹಂಗೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಎನ್ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಿ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಕೇಮ್ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ದಿ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಕಮಿಷನ್. ಹಿ ವಾಸ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಸಮ್ 3 lakh ಕಾಂಪನ್ಸೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ. ಇದು ನೆಗ್ಲಿಜೆನ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ ಸೆ. ಸೊ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಫ್ಯಾಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಇವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಭಾಳ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಒಬ್ಬ ಚೆನ್ನೈಯಿಂದ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ನಂತೆ. ವೈಟ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಟ್ರೈನ್ ನಿಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ. ವಾಟ್ ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಹಿ ವಾಸ್ ಕಮಿಂಗ್, ಇಟ್ ಡಸಂಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಅಟ್ ವೈಟ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್. ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ಇದಾಗಿದೆ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸ್ಲೋ ಆದರೆ ಹುಡುಗರೆಲ್ಲ ಜಂಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನಿಕ್ ಸಿಟಿಲಿರೋರೆಲ್ಲರೂ. ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ಬ ಜಂಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ದ, ಕಾಲು ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಕೊಂಡು ಸತ್ತ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಕೇಮ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಟು ದಿ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್ ಕೋರ್ಟ್. ದಿ ಡಿಫಿಷಿಯನ್ಸಿ ಇನ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ರೈಲ್ವೆ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯೂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಆನ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಅಟ್ ಆಲ್. The moment he jumped out of the train, he was not our passenger. ಸೊ ಹೀಗೆ ಈ ಕಾನೂನು ತಜ್ಞರು, ಸೊ ಇವರು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋರು ಇವರಲ್ಲ, ಈ ಕಾನೂನನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಹೀಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಫೈಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಔಟ್ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್, ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ದ ಅದರ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಒನ್ ಗರ್ಲ್ ಇನ್ ಮಣಿಪಾಲ್ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಯು ದ ನೇಮ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. maybe 1 year, even less than a year, child was admitted for an operation. Because of the cold, or to give some warmness to this body, a child's body, they placed hot water bottles below the legs of the child. The entire staff forgot it. Both the legs were burnt. It turned out to be gangrene for some time and all those things. They were brought to the, and then they did, we will give you all those things. Alla helidru, ella mugittu, but they were asked to pay 7 lakhs.
Where were the parents?
See, it was in an operation theatre. How can... So all this happens, for example. Other one is, a 10-year-old girl was admitted with typhoid, symptoms of typhoid. The doctor telephoned, after seeing that, he went outside and then telephoned a tablet through telephone. The nurse noted down the tablet's name, gave it to the people there, they brought it. So the parents brought it from the shop. The tablet was given to the child. Within 5 minutes, the child had a brainstem death. Complete. Even now she is in a vegetable condition, that girl. It is the highest compensation of around 17 to 18 lakhs was given to him. Amount apart, what I am telling, how things take place and how Consumer Act is helping people to get compensation, at least compensation. Forget about the life, we cannot assure this one. This is a lot number of, this is only medical negligence cases. There are other number of cases for accidents. In his case, what he was mentioning, that one, the boy, he is even showing his credit card. Kindly swipe it out so that you can take the money and then ಕೊಡಿ in the house. ಇನ್ಶೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ಕಾರ್ಡು 2,500 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಜೋಬಲ್ಲಿದೆ, ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಕಾರ್ಡು ಇದೆ. ಇಷ್ಟಾದ್ರೂ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ದಿ ಡಿಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಡೂ ಇಟ್. Now it is a law that everybody has to look into, that's a different issue. But this is how, any number of cases are there. We are all, he is also involved. 400 people have died in Karnataka due to electricity accidents. 400, actually 410, something like that, due to electricity accidents. And in most of the cases, it is the employees who are responsible for that. What are we doing? Because ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ರಿಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲೇನೋ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ, ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಹುಡುಗನಿಗೆ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ, ಮೋರಿ ಒಳಗೆ ಬಿದ್ದೋದ್ರೆ, ವಿ ಮೇಕ್ ಎ ಬಿಗ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ. ಹೂ ಮೇಡ್ ಎನ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ 400 ಪೀಪಲ್ ಹೂ ಡೈಡ್ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ Bangalore? Nothing. Nobody has even voice to tell all those things. So this, ರಾತ್ರಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ, ಹೊಲದ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಿದ್ದಿರುತ್ತೆ ವೈರು, ಅದನ್ನು ತುಳಿತಾನೆ, ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಸಾಯ್ತಾನೆ. So this is happening. So the consent ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ, I think any number of cases can be given. One day we can sit only for cases itself under the Consumer Protection Act or under any other law for that matter, which is all educative and how we can bring rules to the society. Thank you very much. Sorry, sir.
I am given an important work, that is to propose the vote of thanks. Let me first, on behalf of Navjyoti Trust and on behalf, I thank all. Firstly, our chief guest, Mr. N V Muralidharan, who shared his valuable information and experience about consumer awareness in spite of preoccupations. As a token of gratitude, we wish to give a small memento. I request Lion Beena Shivanand, President of Lions Club of Bangalore Pride, to hand over the memento to our guest speaker.